What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to have a little bit of a chat about something horrible. Horri-Bull. You see, Horri-Bull has been gone and revealed by the lovely Matthew Cobbett over on the Facebook group. He of Matifer, the YouTube channel. I will pop a link in the description, make sure you check it out. And when I say lovely person, I mean that very sincerely. Because not only did Matthew reveal this card, but he went and sent me a private message on Facebook going, hey, here are the cards just in case you want them for your video. That's the kind of lovely person I'm talking about. How cool would it be if everyone was like that? Make my life easier anyway. So cheers to that lovely dude, but Horri-Bull, what can we say? Well, we got a 6-cost Titan Master, or at least body. And as far as bodies go, this is cheap. Put it together with some of those 1-star heads and we're literally talking a 7-cost Titan Master, which is extremely cheap. And the stats bear that out. Health of 9, not great. Attack of 3 or 4, good or a bit rubbish. Defense of 1 or 2, alright or a bit rubbish. Okay. So the stats are basically average or just below, but for a 6-cost character, it's probably to be expected. It's also another one of those beasts. We've seen a few of them lately. We've not actually got any help or support for beasts yet, but maybe we will at some point in the not too distant future. But we do have some skills here. In bot mode, when you play a black icon card, do 1 damage to an enemy and 1 damage to this. Oh yeah, no, that's good. We like this. Well, we kind of like this. You see, doing cheeky damage, getting a damage counter on your opponent's Transformers without having to attack, good. But you've only got 9 health. And that's a bit of a pain. Maybe, you're a melee character, so you've always got stuff like wedge formation to heal that damage off, if that's what you're into. Bearing in mind it also lets you draw a card if you've got a ranged character on the field and plan one if you've got a specialist. So it's more than just the healing. So that's alright, I suppose. Plus, of course, wedge formation is a black icon card. I believe this wouldn't let you heal the damage as you do it. I don't think that would work. We'll probably need a ruling, but I believe it's kind of, you play it and heal, but the damage isn't there when you go to heal. I believe that's going to be the ruling. So the point here is, alright, little bit sad, but you get the cheeky damage. And this is going to be the kind of character where you've got to control it properly. You cannot, in theory, right, you could just play a black icon upgrade and a black icon action in the same turn, but then you're going down to 7 health. And maybe you can get a force field on there, and force field means you can only take a maximum of 4 damage, and that keeps you alive for a little bit. That might work. But please do bear in mind here that it is not going to be as easy as just going, hey, look, I'm playing black icon cards and dealing damage. It is like having extra zap, or if you play 2, something like a marksmanship. But this isn't like tracks that we looked at yesterday. Tracks, you flip into body mode, boom, do a damage, job's a good un. This, you got to do one to yourself as well. You've been warned. But then again, we can work around this because when you flip into alt mode, you may move 1 damage counter from this to an enemy. And there's your combo right there. Because what you do is you play a black icon card, deal 1 damage to your opponent, 1 damage to you, then you flip straight into alt mode and move a damage to your opponent, and then it's like a free marksmanship. And a free marksmanship is great. Dealing 2 damage is awesome. When I spoke about tracks yesterday, I said it was good, but I did also say that 1 damage we'd like more. This gives you more. It's awesome. The thing is, you want to be attacking in bot mode, or body mode, but you need to flip into alt mode after having played a black icon card in body mode. What we really need is a card like Start Your Engines or Hunker Down, but for beasts. Now, yes, I know we've got rollout, and I know that'll do it, but Hunker Down lets you grab an armor from your discard onto all your tanks. Start Your Engines lets you untap one of your cards. You've got that extra advantage. What do beasts get? Nothing. Boo! The point is, that if you play this correctly and manage it properly, and don't forget you've also got stuff like rapid conversion, classic cards you use when you're trying to flick back and forth regularly, and what you can do here is just play a bunch of black icon cards and just go for it. Drop cheeky damage and then be flicking around and moving damage counters over, which really just amounts to more cheeky damage. Don't forget that if you're not able to flick into your other mode, we've also got Bombing Run, which will move a damage from each of your characters onto one of your opponents. That's kind of fun. Or indeed, you could play around with a bit of the old Fling. Or if you'd rather have Fling but with a black icon, Special Delivery. Same as Fling, except it's got a black icon. And remember, we want black icons. Black icons make us extremely happy. Black icons mean that we can use our initial skill. Although again, I don't think you would be able to have an undamaged character play this, put a damage on your opponent and this and immediately move it over with Special Delivery. I believe you would have to have the damage on there beforehand. We've not had a ruling on this, but I feel fairly confident that that's how it would end up being ruled. We'll have to wait and see. But that's my inkling off the top of my head. There's a lot to love here. Now, you're also a 9 health character that keeps damaging yourself. You've got to be super careful. But if you plan this correctly, you're doing a lot of extra damage and you're a melee character. So you can use body armor to go all defensive or power sword to go all aggressive. I mean, honestly here, you're playing a bunch of black icons and doing a bunch of cheeky damage. So this strikes me as a more defensive deck, relying on pierce and cheeky damage to really start whittling down your opponent's characters, and your skills play into that very, very nicely indeed. Now, we have had a body revealed, so we need to also have had a head revealed, and we have. Say hello to Kreb. Kreb comes in as a 1-star bot that gives you 2 more health. That's what it does. That's what the head does. We'll look at the bot in a minute. But the head here is a 1-star head that gives you 2 extra health. Now, of course, this should remind you quite a bit of Grax. Because you see, we've kind of seen this before. Grax comes in as a 3-star head that gives you 5 extra health. Now, proportionally, Grax is worse because 1 star for 2 extra health should be 3 stars for 6. 3 stars for 5 is a little bit worse. But there is a gigantic difference between plus 5 health and plus 2. Bearing in mind, one of my biggest reservations about Horri-Bull here is the fact that it's got low HP, far lower than I would generally like. So on the one hand, I adore the fact that Kreb comes in with extra health. That's lovely. On the other hand, I don't love it. Essentially, if I'm playing Horri-Bull, I agree that one of the things you need most is health. But if I can spare it, I'm going Grax. If I've got enough stars, I'm going Grax. And I might not. You know, like I said, this is one of the cheapest Titan Masters we've seen so far. Take Horri-Bull as a 6 cost, whack on Kreb as a 1 cost, and you've got a 7 cost, and 11 health on a 7 cost ain't terrible. And then you've got all your cheeky damage rolling, but I would rather have 14 health on a 9 cost. Especially with these skills. So it's fine, and we're seeing this a lot with the heads, right? We're just seeing a lot of, well, this is for this and this is for this. We're basically getting a bank of heads, a suite of heads, if you will, that do whatever we want them to do. And what this does is, this is your cheap adding health head, whereas Grax is your good adding health head. Now, when your Titan Master gets KO'd, the head gets deployed as a bot, and here we've got the aforementioned Kreb. 2 attack, 2 health, 0 defense. Brilliant. Awesome. I mean, look, you got a 1-star bot, right? Don't expect much. It's a 1-star bot. 2 health is awkward because something like the aforementioned marksmanship or even an opposing Horri-Bull will be able to take it down before they even attack. And my rule with the heads, and I've said it a few times now, I want a head that is going to do 2 things. Survive until it attacks, get 1 decent attack. I know that you're almost never actually going to get your head and keep it alive for more than 1 attack. It's just not likely. It's going down in 1. But I do not like the idea that my opponent can play a fairly widely played cheeky damage card and take me down without attacking. Especially if they can then attack into my last remaining character. Doesn't fill me with joy. Really doesn't. Having said that, I also want a little bit of attack to do some damage. 2 attack isn't great. But then again, and this is a big if I'm playing this with Horri-Bull, I'm playing a whole bunch of black icon cards. So I'm probably going to get Pierce 2 or 1, and I'll get a bit of damage through. I'll get a bit of damage. Maybe you end up playing it with lots of orange icons and bold, maybe black icons. If you're playing this in a defensive deck without much Pierce, you're probably not doing much of anything. But with a bit of Pierce or a bit of bold and a bit of orange, you'll probably be alright. It's not great, but it's a 1-star bot. You get what you pay for. But I do like Horri-Bull. It's a kind of bot that's got the kind of skills that make me extremely happy. So there we go. Huge shout out again to Matthew Corbett for being lovely and for the reveal and for sending me the images and just being an all-round lovely man. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to know what you think about this new card and the new head. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, where we talk Transformers and a whole bunch of other games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all that good stuff. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.